Look at him. He's just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A, and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the takes. Says her whose head burns from hearing horror stories. Get burnt from gasoline. I won't be at the trial, I'm sorry.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Take or Wide. This is episode 261. These episodes are brought to you by a bunch of really cool people who support the show and who believe in what I'm doing. And if you can show them love on Instagram or Facebook, follow them, like them, buy their stuff, that'd be super appreciated. A simple thing as far as even following them would be enough. So let's start it off with Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Well, I hesitated there. Heartbeat Hot Sauce. If you're a hot sauce fan, there's so many hot sauces out there. But this one's close to my heart just because Al is an old friend of mine. If you listen to episode 221, I have Al on. He is the co-founder with his partner Nancy, and it's a hot sauce company out of Thunder Bay. It's really good. Al's a legit chef. This was a side hustle that took its own legs and just took off, and now this is what they're doing full time. They were on season 6 of Hot Ones, so you can see some super huge celebrities eating the wings that have their hot sauce and saying good things about it. They're doing well because it's just a good hot sauce. That's the bottom line of it. You can order it online. You can go to their store locator and find out where you can purchase it just locally, which will save you on shipping because obviously you don't have to spend on the shipping. But if you go to heartbeathotsauce.com, you can find out more information there. It's really, 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 really good hot sauce. Really. I know some of you have tried it, and I feel like you guys could all chime in and be like, yeah, it is really fucking good. So heartbeathotsauce.com. Next, we have Los Cabos Drumsticks. Los Cabos Drumsticks is a drumstick manufacturer out on the east coast of Canada here. They're family run. They're Canada's #1 drumstick manufacturer, and they have over 20 different stick models in 3 different wood types. I personally use the 5A Intense Red Hickories. The thing I found with them is that they're really durable, and for me as a guy who can't really afford to be swapping out sticks, and I like to support them, and also because they support me. I've been a Los Cabos artist for a couple of years now, and it's not like my bands are massive bands in any sort of way, shape, or form, so it means a lot that they would believe in me to endorse myself, and now that extends to the show. So if your drummer isn't on Los Cabos, just get him to try some. The Red Hickories are really good. They're not really heavy, but they're really durable. Like I really have a lot of faith in what these guys make. It's a really good drumstick. A lot of you guys know what it is, but go to loscabosdrumsticks.com and find out more. Find them on Instagram, follow them there. Next, we have Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. If you guys are looking for a car, if you're in the market to buy a car and you don't know where to go to 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. At Hefner Toyota, go find Rigo, Kevin Rigo. Yeah, Rigo's an old friend of mine. I feel like solidified our friendship through years of all the God of Wars. Late night, we would order McDonald's and go get McDonald's and play this fucking button mashing game, and I don't know. It's Rigo's a really good old friend, and he believes in the show. And I think it'd be dope if someone's listening, if your parents or a friend or anyone you know would buy off him. That'd be sick. It's kind of the point of an ad, right? Just get people to know what's out there. And Rigo's the best. He's the fucking best. You can find him on Facebook. Just throw him a little like there. He also has, I think it's Orion 040 or Regard Expeditions. He has a few Facebook pages that deal with his truck and expeditions. And you can find more information just off of his Facebook page. I'm sure everything's there. But 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. Next, I have Ironclad Graphics. They're a custom screen printing shop in Kingston who specialize in apparel printing. They printed my shirts for the podcast. They've printed many of my band's shirts. I've been working with Julian and Co. for years, and he's been in the game for like 10, 15, maybe 20 years. I don't know. Even though they're out in Kingston, they're still affordable, competitive with their pricing, so don't be shy to hit them up and ask them what's good. They do koozies, hats, enamel pins. I just posted that on Instagram not too long ago. stickers, really everything. They got you covered. So go to ironcladgraphics.com. Couple more. We have Dapper Beard Oil. Dapper Beard Oil is a beard oil company from Ottawa, and my friend Andrew runs it. It's a good beard oil. I use it. I've used it. He takes pride in the whole process, even down to the little satchel that it comes in when you order it. It's really, I always say curated, but that's not the right word, but not boutique, but it's not, I can't even say it's handmade. It's really professional type stuff. Yeah, it is, he makes it kind of by hand and stuff, but it has a feel that you can tell he gives a shit about his company and how it's perceived, and I kind of fall in line with that with the show. Like, I like to have I would like to think that people view this as a good show and as I can't say professional, but as something that I've put time into. I hope that comes through, from the shirt design to the website to the Instagram. I know Andrew at Dapper does the same type of thing, but his is on a way more professional level. But if you guys use promo code TakerWide free ship, you can save on the shipping, which is great. Save some money, order some beard oil. Go to dapperbeardoil.com to find out more information and support small business. That's huge. And what do we got? Lastly, we have Wellington Brewery. They provide the beers. They're Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery. They're out in Guelph. I got some Hell's Lagers now that I'm sipping on again. They're great. The chocolate stouts I had were really good. The SPAs, the Kickin' Backs, the sours I had last summer were really good. It's just cool that there's a company believing in the show. So if you're out and about, grab a Wellington. So for this episode, I'm speaking to Noah Lambert. Noah is the guitar player, singer in Battlebear from Toronto. He also played in Signifier. He, I think all of you, not all of you, but a lot of you know him. Crazy talented cat. And it was fun to catch up with him and talk about the new Battlebear that just got released not too long ago. I recorded this in the future, so I'm just going to get the timing right. It's out now. Actually, yeah, it's out now. But we talk about the record in Toronto and growing up and just all the shit that the podcast is. So hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully this is a good way to start your week. Sit back and enjoy this episode 261 with Noah. Hey, what's up?
Hey, bud. How's it going?
Good. Cool. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
That's fine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
I have my laptop in front of me. If you think I should switch to that, I could do that. But
no, I think...
Yeah, I'm more familiar with my phone, and I'm not... I think my laptop is a little dated.
Sure.
So this is probably like the best choice anyways.
Yeah, this works. It's super annoying because my phone, I normally do this with my phone, but my phone's 1/8" input jack is totally dicked. Like, it turns on Siri and like trying to talk to people, like, it's super annoying. So I'm using my super old laptop right now to call you, which is surprisingly like working.
Yeah, the camera's actually pretty awesome on your old laptop.
It's not bad. Like, this is my dad bought this in 2008, I think, or something.
Oh,
it's an old Mac.
So are you gonna fucking ship it off to the museum after this?
I know, I should. Like,
yeah.
It's funny how you like have this piece of technology that's cutting edge, and then you go on to the next thing. Whenever I open this old one, it's like, whoa! Like, even the icons look like so dated.
Yeah, it's just like the hammer and sickle Soviet era technology in the background. It's like, holy shit, how old is this?
Oh yeah, that totally this is a total jump off. But did you ever? There's the history of Tetris. Did you ever like know the story behind that?
No, not at all.
So it's like this computer nerd guy and this Russian who like at his university got this super dated piece of technology, like this computer, and he figured out a way to like play this type of game on it. But it's so worth watching, this like hour-long documentary I found on YouTube that I can't do it justice. But it's fucking fascinating, man. It honestly, it does make sense in a way, because like only somebody underneath extreme pressure would find fitting geometric pieces together entertaining. Yeah.
Like, what is it, on the Battlebear Facebook chat group, like Luke sent a photo yesterday, and it's like this arcade game from like Soviet era Russia, and like the arcade game was like a strength game, and it's like, see how hard you can pull the turnip out of the ground.
Weird.
So it's like this weird plunger thing that you're supposed to stand over and try and like pull, and it measures like the PSI of your grip strength, and it's like supposed to be pulling turnips out of the patch, basically.
Fuck, man. I always
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just like the game is just like, help your grandmother pull the turnip out of the patch.
What the fuck, man? I always think of if, you know, that what we're presented with over here as like Russia, if it's like that, you know what I mean? Like when I think of Russia, it's like behind the times and like a lot of Adidas clothing and
yeah,
you know
squatting
I mean?
Slavs.
Yeah, exactly, hard style Slavs.
Yeah.
So I should get over there, but I have heard that like people who do gigs over there, it's like a little hairy, like, you know, like not like super carefree.
Yeah, I what is it? Have you ever looked at like Western movie Soviet era posters? Like posters for like Star Wars that was released over in Russia, and like the artwork that they did for it?
Not really, no.
It's friggin' phenomenal, man. You got to check it out. Like the artwork they did for like Lord of the Rings and like the old Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and stuff like that. It honestly kind of paints a different landscape. Like, have you ever watched Jodorowsky's Dune?
Mm-mm.
The documentary of Jodorowsky's Dune?
No.
Some of the artwork just like is straight, like resembles that in a sense.
Huh.
But yeah, it's like old movie posters during like 70s Russia. It's phenomenal.
A trip, man. Fuck. Yeah, I guess we should probably talk about the record. I hit record, so
Sure.
we've been recording for a second, but I like the organic. It's easy with like friends, you know. I'll do some of these with people I don't actually know, and it's this weird like 10-minute icebreaker of like, I'm not a crazy guy, I just want to talk to you, and then they're like feeling me out too, like, is this guy a weirdo? So I'm like, I was stoked to do this, and it's so funny you hit me up to do it because I was thinking, like, I'm always thinking of guests. I'm like, well, shit, you guys just put out this, you know, record, so it's perfect timing.
Yeah, Lou was actually like talking to me. He's like, hey man, like, have you actually like talked to Steve yet? See if you could get on Take Her Wide and talk about the record. I'm like, no, but that's a really good idea. So yeah, I reached out.
Yeah, here we are.
And it's so funny that you were thinking the same thing.
I was, man.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's easy. And, like, we get to hang and talk for a little bit, and it's not a show, and it's not crazy loud. Like, I have headphones on. I can hear everything you're saying.
Right now, this is kind of, like, the most at ease our conversations have been, like, through the entirety of us knowing each other. Because, yeah, it's always just, like, in a venue, there's always background music playing. If it's not background music, it's a band.
I know, man.
Yeah.
So when did this drop? Last week? Because this is gonna air not this Monday, but the Monday after. I should have that information. Like, it just came out though. Like,
yeah, we released it on February 28th, so it was last Thursday, or when this airs, it'd be 2 Thursdays ago.
yeah, it's sweet, man. It sounds great, and you guys did it live off the floor, right?
Yeah, so we were confident within the music and confident our ability to play it, so we thought, hell, we wanted to go in and tear ass and get it done as soon as possible. So we did it live off the floor, did it in one day.
Wow.
Spent 14 hours in the studio.
Fuck.
Yeah, we were gassed at the end of it, man.
And you did vocals too and everything?
Yeah, that's the last thing I did. So, like, after doing all the instrumental, I went into the booth and I started just screaming, and like, I like that the turmoil I feel comes across in the record quite well, because at that point I was just like, I was hoarse. There was no gas left in the tank. Like, we were done at that point. Like, Lou and Luke were like basically falling asleep on the couch, like in the control room, while I'm sitting here being like, fuck, you guys sing. I want to go take a nap too.
Because you do
But,
all the vocals.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I do all the vocals. We have like this gang vocal part in Grimm Horton's that like we all kind of hopped on for it. But yeah, during the live show, Lou does some backup vocals in the song.
Man,
But yeah, it's me.
That
like,
sounds
99% of the time.
exhausting. Like I don't. It's weird when I'm playing live. I don't gas. I can do a set no problem. But when I'm recording, I can do like 1 or 2 songs. Like the last bunch of shit that I've done vocals for have just been in Cambridge at the hall that I just record myself because I can only do like 1 or 2 and then I'm done. Then I'm toast. Like, what was the last song that you tracked for? Because now when I go listen, I'm gonna be curious to hear like that was all in one day, and like where were you gassing? Because it sounds fine. Like, I don't know. Would you remember which one was the last one you tracked?
I think it was Cowards because I was still writing lyrics for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. I think what happened was that we recorded all the other songs, and I'm like, fuck, I haven't even finished the rest of the lyrics for the song called Cowards, which is about me getting doored by a taxi last summer. So Luke and Lou, you know, as awesome they are, they took the lyric sheet and they kind of like scribbling out like, you know, paragraphs and stuff like that. So like they put the lyric sheet in front of me. I took what I had. I took blocks of what I liked, what they wrote, and I kind of superimposed that. I'm like, okay, well, here, this finishes this verse, and I can use that for the second verse, and this would be a catchy thing to yell. So, yeah, that's basically how it went down. And
Wow.
Basically just tried to get the cadence of the verses, and I went and just hammered it out. And
It sounds exhausting.
I think out of all... Yeah, honestly, man, I'm still recovering from it. Like, I'm still, like, just perpetually tired because that was just too much. If, you know, next time we go into the studio, I'm all right not doing it live off the floor, even though I do feel the live off the floor atmosphere definitely captures what we were going for with, you know, just being, like, loose in a beautiful way. It's not too tight where it's, especially with the style of music, right, having some like, you know, the organic looseness, you know, complements it quite well. But yeah, I would like to go in and actually just, you know, do, you know, 1 day per instrument kind of aspect, because just, yeah, doing the vocals at the very end of the day was the worst.
Yeah. Now, like your other band, Signified? Is that right? No.
Yeah, Signifier.
Signifier, sorry.
Yes, Signifier.
The stuff you guys recorded, that like was that like off the floor? Or was that like tracked separately?
Yeah, so with the Signifier stuff, the last EP we put out, we actually recorded drums at Newcomb Studios in Gore's Landing. So that's out where I grew up, the Port Hope Coburg area.
Oh, okay.
So we recorded drums. We recorded drums separately. Then we had those sent over to another studio, and that's where we recorded all the guitars, bass, and vocals. But we did it in a way where, yeah, we was like, you know, we'd spend like, you know, 2 days on guitar, you know, 1 day on bass, you know, a few days of vocals, stuff like that. So it was properly recorded. But yeah, that stuff is you can't really pull that stuff live off the floor because there's just too much. It's you know, it was a prog band, like a proggy band, so it was really noodly and shreddy, and that live off the floor aspect, it needs to be more mechanical than anything. It can't really be too organic.
Was this the first time you did live off the floor in the studio then, like of all your bands? Because I feel like that's a thing you do when you don't really know clicks or don't know like that you can do it over a couple of days. But like I was curious. I like how it sounds. Like it really captured that you guys are a good band. Like you guys are a great band.
Thanks,
but,
man.
yeah, but it was kind of like a question of like, yeah, why do it? If it was money constraints or just
like obviously, you know, when you measure the monetary aspect of doing live off the floor versus, you know, the traditional tracking, obviously live off the floor is substantially less, which, you know, in a sense, we were kind of like, how can we pull off an EP for like, you know, like around $1,000? Like, how could we do that?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we chose to do Live Off the Floor. But again, it was like, you know, the confidence that we had in our instruments and in the music that, you know, it wasn't like we were going in, we were a little shaky, like, oh, how the shit are we going to do this? It was like, oh, no, we could do it. So might as well. Yeah, with Signifier, it's funny that you say that when you're talking about that some people do Live Off the Floor because they're not used to doing to clicks and stuff like that. I actually went like in a, well, if you could call it regressive way, because like Signifier, we played to a click live. Not even in a studio. So we actually had a click track and everything playing live. So like I was totally used to it and totally comfortable with, you know, if we were to play to a click, it wouldn't be an issue. But with Battlebear, just kind of like, you know, we want to have like, you know, a punk aspect to it. So like the nature of the songs, there's a lot of parts where it might feel slightly faster in tempo and slightly slower in tempo, kind of like a push-pull. Depends if you're getting into like a hooky, really chewy riff, you kind of want to, you know, make it a little slower so it just kind of, the riff itself kind of sinks in, and that's what we did. That's why we wanted to do Live Off the Floor. And even if we didn't do Live Off the Floor, we probably wouldn't have played to a click anyways.
Yeah, it really captures it really well, man. And it sounds super good. Colin, he's done like, did he do Hammer Hands and he did Godstopper and stuff? Like, is he like the guy kind of?
Honestly, he's made a household name for himself in Toronto. Yeah, he's actually in Hammer Hands. Okay.
He's the guitar player?
Yeah, he's the guitar player in Hammer Hands. Yes. Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. Was it that last EP that Humanities put out?
Okay, he did that too.
Miranda and Adams band. Yeah, he did that. Shit, he did a bunch, honestly. The new Horse Lung album.
Okay, cool.
He did that as well. Yeah, it was just, he usually does, I think, B Sounds, I think it's B Sound, I forget what it is, but that's in Burlington, but we did the Toronto one.
Okay.
So we recorded it in Toronto on a Saturday.
Okay. Wow, man.
Back in
earlier this year? No,
sorry?
I guess. I cut you off.
In August. Yeah, we recorded it back in August.
Mm-hmm. And so like the whole band, man, you guys have been, what is it, 2 years in now? A year and a half?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll go down memory lane.
Yeah.
It's a hazy one. So how it all started, I think the idea of this band came about in 2017. That's kind of like the talk of it. Our first show we played was actually with you guys.
Okay. Yes.
February 2018.
Yes.
That was the first gig that we ever played.
Spine Splitter.
Lilum. Yeah, it was no. That was actually before that. We played with Grimm, Lilum, and Quiet Earth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was our record launch. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that totally was. Yeah. So yeah, that was the first gig that we played, and I think like maybe a year before that is when Luke and I decided we were actually in a dog park. Do you know Hyde Park?
No, but I think Cross talks about it a lot.
Yeah, so it's a great, if you ever have a chance to go with the family, it's awesome,
okay.
Awesome park. And there's a zoo actually inside of it too.
Holy shit! Okay.
So, anyways, we were in the dog park late at night getting drunk, and through just stupid conversation, one of us said Battlebear, and we thought that was hilarious because it's an insanely ridiculous name.
Yeah, it is. It's a funny name.
Yeah, it is. So, and we're just like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if? And we're like, yeah. You know, the beer spilled on her shirt, and you know, my beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we're just like, okay, but shit, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I'll just write a song and we'll see how it sounds. And I wrote Battlebear, and I'm just like, hey, this is kind of fun. Let's actually, do something with this. And yeah, from there we decided just to stick with it, and I kept on writing songs, and Luke and I would jam it out. And I think once we got to a certain point where we had like a full set, that's when I got in contact with Lou and asked if he was interested in performing with us, and he was totally on board, and he has been ever since. And it's a good chemistry because the three of us are just ridiculous, silly dudes. So, we get the silly aspect to it, even though the music, like the riffs, like they're not silly, but the lyrics are. But yeah, it's just a good fit with all of us.
I think
that's
the history. I find it because the talent is there, and you guys could take it however way you want. You're talented musicians, and you can shape kind of whatever music you want. And I like that it's not super serious, like it's Battlebear and there's Grimm Hortons, and it's like kind of tongue in cheek. But like, so right from the get-go, it was like, let's just have a fun band. That was the goal, right? Like the name itself, Battlebear, just kind of, it evokes like silly, to me.
Oh yeah. If you were to say that, what are you doing tonight? I'm gonna go watch a band called Battlebear. People would be like thinking, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's this Battlebear thing you're talking about? But yeah, it's that's kind of what we wanted to make it. We didn't want to make it something super serious. Look, there's enough bands out there right now that have an axe to grind that I feel like, we don't need to add to that list. I'd rather just keep it just keep it tongue in cheek, the song Salt and Vinegar Tourniquet. I was watching Trailer Park Boys, and I think Trevor got attacked by Steve Finch, the mountain lion.
Okay.
Steve French, the mountain lion, and like they're like out in the fields, like harvesting dope, and Ricky just tell him to shut the fuck up, and he tore open a bag of Lay's potato chips and slapped it on his wounds. So I was just like, hey, I want to write a song like that, so it's like loosely based off of that. So it's just silly stuff.
Well, it's I always kind of talk about, you become a musician and you get the skill set, and then you can play with that skill set and make fun bands. Now, but do you worry about people not taking you guys? Like, it's not that you need to be taken seriously, but obviously you guys care. You recorded an EP and you perform shows. There's a level of seriousness to it. But I don't know. Do you think it'll be perceived as like not a serious thing? Because until I guess people see you guys, that's I think what when it's like, it's a joke, but these guys can fucking play. Because you can fuck around in a studio and do all these tricks and stuff, but again, like you guys are a good band. But I don't think if people see you, they might have either or. Like, I'm not even gonna pay attention to this because it's a joke. I don't know. Do you worry about that? Do you think about that? Do you care?
Look, I know there has been people that do say that along the lines. It's like, you guys don't think about nuclear war enough. Like, yeah, we don't think about nuclear war at all.
I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I really don't give a shit. We all don't give a shit about that. Honestly,
clearly, yeah.
It's funny enough. Like, take like maybe in a sense this might be like the punk rock attitude. It's just like we don't care. Mm-hmm. We don't care what you think. Maybe we're not wearing enough. Maybe we don't wear enough black T-shirts. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like,
yeah,
it's just fun, and we did it for ourselves. It's self-serving. If people like it, like that's kind of like the secondary aspect to it. But we just we play for ourselves and we write what we want to write. And like I think that we've played enough serious music in the past, like music that has serious themes to it, that it's just kind of refreshing.
Yeah,
where it's just like you can create these songs and write lyrics about these outlandish ideas, like the song Mystery Box is about one day in Luke's and I old jam room. Luke got too high behind the drum kit, and he like started having like a panic attack, and I asked him what's wrong, and he's just like, hey man, like, have you ever thought that like in the corner of the room in a quantum universe there's a possibility that you could have a shark that's your son? And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this was actually way before that Baby Shark song came out,
okay.
which was hilarious when I first heard it, because I'm just like, who's been listening to Battlebear? But yeah, it was just so weird. I'm just like, that is far out, man. I'm going to take that concept and make something of it. So we wrote the lyrics to Mystery Box about the adventures of having a shark that's a son, and how he's a better swimmer, but you're a faster runner.
Wow. Well, I think the word self-serving is and I'm speaking on my experience. Like, whenever I'm writing stuff, it's like, yeah, this music's for me. All the band's for me. But there's a part of it that's like, I know people are going to hear this. So it's super self-serving, but at the same time, I'm kind of playing knowing that there's an audience. And I think what you guys like are achieving and what you're doing, the band's called Battlebear. You write songs about, you know, a shark's son. Like, it's truly like, this is for us. And I think that is hard to achieve, at least for me. I always question my motives when I'm writing. I'm like, where is this coming from and who is this for? Is it for me or is it for someone else?
Oh, you see, it's funny enough. Like, we are writing it for ourselves, but with you mentioning that you question your motives, like, I question my art, like the art of like writing and crafting the song. Like, even though it is self-serving, I think that the lyrics are self-serving, but the music I still want to create so it can be accessible to people. You know, for you know, in that vein of music, you know, for that genre specifically, you know, obviously there is like you do, when you write anything, in a sense, you're kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve because you're opening yourself up to judgment. And that's, you know, all you I think anything you create, if you know, you're a musician, that's inherent into what you do, because you're constantly putting yourself in the forefront, you know, in front of people. So like I do still feel that, like, you know, am I doing a good job at what I'm doing? But like, you know, I guess the concepts of the songs is something that is just strictly, you know, for us. And some of it, you know, like that whole Mystery Box Shark Son thing, like, that's an inside joke. Like, even when I explain it to people, it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Like, yeah.
Like, I was gonna, like, even with writing this stuff, yeah, because again, it's great music itself. Like, the whole package, everything's great. But like, when you're writing, I'm curious. I don't write songs. Are you like late at night, headphones, like get stoned, have a beer, like demo stuff out? Like, how do you do it? How do you write your shit?
Well, it's weird. I'll do like I don't think I have like one set of, you know, one thing, like a ritual. Like, what do I need to prepare myself to get into that writing mood? Like, inspiration just strikes spontaneously. With, let's say, I'll use this as an example, like Salt and Vinegar Tourniquet. I was at like the end of my studies, and I was studying for an exam, and I also had to do this massive project, and I was getting so frustrated. I'm just like, oh, I need to take a break. So I just, you know, bolted away from my computer, and I just picked up the guitar, and I played the beginning riff of that song. And I haven't changed it since. It's still the exact same riff. And it just, that right there was like, you know, it just conveyed the, you know, the message of just how frustrated I was. So I kept that. So, you know, that's one aspect of the writing process. Other aspects, you know, it's more maybe traditional in a sense, where like I'll sit down in front of my computer. I have like, you know, some recording software. So I'll just sit down there and I'll just jam without recording until like a riff comes up. Then, you know, maybe I'll track that riff and see how that, you know, write some riffs that kind of work together with it. There's, you know, that kind of, that's more of like a structured writing process. Another process is I'll just go into a jam room and just be by myself and crank an amp and just play riffs and see what comes out. I'll try and play what I wrote on the computer in a loud setting, because sometimes having, that organic atmosphere of having the amp, and not headphones on and not a computer, but just a raw tube amp and, your pedals and whatnot. Sometimes what sounds on the computer doesn't sound good when you're actually playing it, and vice versa. So, it's just different processes. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, inspiration, it's spontaneous.
Yeah.
It strikes you when you're least expecting.
Do you
love?
Yeah. Hey, do you if you don't have your recording stuff, will you just tab it out, or do you just use your phone? And because that's one thing that you have an idea, you got to capture it, unless you just remember the riff. I don't know. Again, I'm not a songwriter guy, so.
Yeah, I just remember the riff. I don't really tab anything out on the phone. Maybe sometimes I'll record what I'm playing on my phone. But if you're playing it too loud, it just sounds like
true
a bag of smashed assholes. So
yeah.
But there's some people talking to Luke, that's what he said. That's all he did growing up was just recording on 8-tracks and stuff like that, which I've never done. So, or recording using your phone and capturing riffs, which is stuff I rarely do. That's probably the least used, I guess, songwriting tool is recording riffs that I write. I usually just have a good memory of doing that, and I try not to write too many songs at the same time, so remembering riffs isn't really an issue. Yeah, that's kind of that's just that's what I do.
Was there any songs that didn't make the record? Because I know you did the demos on Bandcamp; those made it onto the album. Was it 6 songs? Yeah, 6 songs. Was there any other ones that didn't make it that are up for next, LP or whatever?
Yeah, we have the song. So that one song, "Cowards," which has that really chaotic, chromatic intro. That and another song was actually written around the same time, but the other song didn't make it onto the record. I actually haven't even put lyrics to it yet. There's no name to it. We're still trying to tighten it up in the jam room. So that song will be on whatever our next release is. If we do a split with somebody, we'll throw it on there. It doesn't really matter. But currently, right now, I'm writing for whatever our next release is. So
cool.
Yeah, that's the one song that didn't make it on that we've had.
What do you guys how hard are you guys gonna go with this? Because everyone's adults and everyone has lives, but is it just whatever comes up, or what do you have bigger plans for the band?
Honestly, I don't really want to speak on everybody's behalf, but I don't want to set too big of expectations, because like you said, we're adults, we have careers. I don't want to be well, guys, I'm thinking we're really dragging our heels here. I think we need to do a European tour next September. I'm not gonna put that on them, being well, you got to make it either the band or Rent. It's your choice.
Yeah.
But Luke is a professional musician. That's just what he does, right? So I don't think if we were to do something like that for him, I don't think it'd be an issue, because that's just what he does. But also Luke is busy with other band stuff and other band priorities. So I wouldn't want to go to him and be we got to take Battlebear way more serious. So it's up to you. It's your choice. I wouldn't want to do that. I just want to see what happens with the band, how much traction we get with with our release and what future releases get. I just want to play shows. I want to play other town shows.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not doing the whole 5-year business plan thing. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. That sounds like Well, it sounds like a good way to enjoy the whole process. Like it's fun. It should be fun. Play when you can.
Yeah.
Man, did you go to school for music? Because there's an old photo online, and you have no beard, and there's like a music stand, and you obviously can shred. But did you go to school for music, or like how'd you learn how to play?
Actually, it was basically, I think it was grade 7 or 8, and I just locked myself in a room, and I'm all self-taught.
Wow.
I understand music theory. I love playing like jazz and stuff like that. I actually taught guitar back in my hometown
Okay.
for a few years, so I sublet a room inside of a guitar store, and I would have a roster of students, and I would teach. So I've been I wouldn't say by any means I've been like a successful, musician at any capacity, but I've music's been in my life for a decade and a half.
Did your parents play too? Like when you were a kid showing interest, was it they bought you the first guitar?
Actually, believe it or not, my parents were just like, you got to buy your own guitar because you're just going to get it and it's going to be sitting there and I don't want to spend that kind of money. And I'm just like, it's not a phase, Mom. No, it was actually my granddad. He was like a campfire strummer.
Okay.
And one night at our old cottage, he came in. He was around the campfire with all of his friends. He's blasted on Wild Turkey, and he told me that if you learn how to play guitar, you could get to keep my acoustic when I pass away.
Wow.
So that kind of planted the seed, and my stepdad's brother, he's actually a bluegrass singer.
Okay.
And guitar player as well. So my grandfather planted the seed of just like, you can have my guitar. But then when I was growing up, I used to go to like these bluegrass festivals.
Okay.
And that was actually like super inspiring. And I'm just like, oh shit, like, now I really want to do this.
Huh.
So that, inspired me to pick up the guitar and go like that. And yeah, it was, I've looked back since. It's probably it's been like the biggest outlet in my life.
Yeah.
Playing guitar and doing all that kind of stuff.
Well, I always talk about this too, where I hope my son plays music, man. It's really such a rad thing to do. When you were in like high school, did you like your first band, was it Signifier, or was it like, what was your first band?
See, funny enough, in Port Hope, there really wasn't there wasn't a music, like it was non-existent. So there really wasn't too many people to jam with. Like there was a few people, but like nothing really took. Because at that time, like especially in high school, like me and my best friend at the time were just like alienating ourselves to like the only people in the county listening to I Hate God. So I was just like, I want to play fucking sludge. And like at that time, metalcore was really popular. So, I didn't want to play like As I Lay Dying. I wanted to play like Medicine Noose and stuff like that. So it just didn't really work out. Then once I finally moved to Toronto, I got hooked up with this band called Solus, and I played with them for a stint. Then it was like a post-metal sludge band. Then the other guy went off to do he changed the band name Solus to something else, and now he does like some electronic dance music stuff. Then after that, I got hooked up with Signifier, which, funny enough, 2 of the members actually grew up in my hometown.
Whoa, really?
And they were the kids playing metalcore. Yeah. So
weird. Yeah, crazy.
Kind of, just circled back in a sense. And yeah, then I played with them for, I think, 4 years. 4 or 5 years. We put an EP together, we toured.
Yeah, did you guys go hard?
That's where it was all like we went pretty hard in a sense. Like we didn't tour the States. Like the drummer, he had a record, so we couldn't really go into the States. But like, you know, we toured out east and stuff like that, and we played a bunch of shows. You know, a bunch of like half decently, you know, large shows, and yeah, it was popular at the time. Yeah, I guess we all just kind of felt like we needed to do something different. It wasn't. I don't think anybody really had the heart for it near the end.
What are those guys doing now? The Signifier guys.
Cole, the other guitar player, is in a band called Nightwell.
Okay.
And they're playing like emo-y kind of like music, like kind of poppy and whatnot. So it's actually really catchy stuff. The bass player turned into a dubstep producer. Yeah, I don't know if that's a reoccurring theme in heavy music, that people just, you know, have a choice. Either play softer music or play EDM or produce EDM. What I don't even know what the proper terminology is. Make EDM, I guess.
I don't know. Do EDM. I feel like it's not
hey,
everyone.
Are you doing that EDM?
Where you might just burn out from the grind, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna make music that's a little more accessible. Because it sucks, like eating shit for a long time, and it's like, oh, this is hard, and I don't blame people for being like, well, I have these chops, I'll just change gears and maybe pay my rent or something.
Yeah, that's, you know, you're so right on that. Like, the style of music, you know, that we play is so taxing and demanding, you know, just from like a performance standpoint and a writing standpoint, and you know, the daily grind of just going out and, you know, sleeping on shitty floors and stuff like that, and there's no payout for it because, you know, there's a large fan base, but outside of that fan base, nobody else gives a shit or takes it seriously.
Yeah. No, it's a real question of like, man, this aggressive, like, yeah, it's physically kind of, you know, honestly, my shoulder, and this is my hand where it's like my hats, and like this one's been going forever, is starting.
Oh, so it's like your elbows elevated a lot of the time on that arm, right?
Yeah, it's like, so you can't, I don't know if you can see, but when I turn my arm like this, it's like, and I think it's from fucking drumming.
Yeah, man, you might have like an impingement in your shoulder, like maybe like tendonitis from. Because I know, like, prolonged periods of time of having, like, that arm elevated and your rotator cuff starts to just crap out on you.
Yeah, and, like, anyone who's playing aggressive type of stuff as we're getting older, it is a question of, like, fuck, how long can I do this for? You know?
Yeah,
like,
well...
Some dudes are doing it when they're older, but shit, hats off to them, man. I don't know.
Well, that's it, Steve. We're going to have to get to the point where I'm going to take you to greener pastures, put you down like a lame horse.
Yeah. Here, fucking take these brushes and play some soft jazz or something.
Yeah, keep that elbow down, bud.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. But yeah, so you guys did you guys do a record launch? Did I miss that?
No. We didn't do anything. It was kind of like we just decided that, like, we've been sitting on this for a while. We sent it out to a couple labels, but, like, you know, being an independent band with, like, you know, 100 likes on Facebook, it's really hard for anybody to really sink their teeth into, which is fair. So we just thought, yeah, maybe February 28th would be the day that we dropped it, and we did. And we actually haven't even had a talk about, hey, maybe we should do a record release launch. I know that we have 2 shows in April, maybe. You know, we have actually one with Botfly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's April 18th, I think, maybe. Anyways, so we have 2 shows in April. You know, well, at that point, we'll have tapes and T-shirts.
Cool.
So I think if anything, we can just deem that or record release or unofficial record release show.
What's going to be
I'm not really too worried about it.
On the shirts? Is it just the artwork, or you're not sure yet?
It's a bear with a bear with a huge boner.
Is it really? No.
No, no, not at all. Yeah, the single that we released, the Salt and Vinegar Tourniquet single. It's like a bear face with three
Oh,
different colors on it.
yeah, Pat did it.
Pat Sparrow. Yeah, Pat Sparrow. Yeah. So that's the T-shirt. That's gonna be
Cool.
the T-shirt.
That's a dope shirt, man. Is it gonna be like those colors too?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got 3-color print.
Sick. Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty stoked on that.
What the fuck was I was gonna ask you guys? So you guys are doing cassettes and oh, it's escaping me. We're talking about the record launch. I don't remember. Fuck me. I
Sick.
hate when I do this. I forget what I was gonna say.
No, it's all good, bud. Yeah,
Um,
no, we got I think 100 tapes pressed. We're gonna put some download codes in it. We throw it up on the Bandcamp page too, so if people want to buy it but they can't make it into a show, they can still have the option to do that. Just kind of make merch more accessible.
I remember what I was gonna say. So they're like, Exclaim did a little thing, and is this
Yeah.
people reaching out to you, or you're just like hitting people up? Because I know you did, like Mark had you on the Metal on Metal, which I wanted to hear, but I can't find it online now. But like, are you people reaching you? Are you reaching out, or how are people finding out about this?
Honestly, the Metal on Metal thing was Mark reaching out to me. I reached out to Denise. In the past, she's showed interest. So I just kind of reached out to some people. I think we have 2 other people who said that they're gonna do a review on us.
I read one. I found one online that was. I wrote it down here. It's like can this even be called music.com? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't know who that is. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you know what? The review was fair. We're not reinventing the wheel or anything, but I think like the music blog site was like an avant-garde music site. So I don't. If you look at the 2 other artists that were reviewed in the same group as myself, yeah, we have no place being on an avant-garde music blog, but
Whatever.
there we are.
Yeah, whatever.
They obviously we're not reinvent. Like they said that it was it was a solid, offering to what it is, but we're not, I'm not busting out, a didgeridoo and doing a solo with that.
Yeah, it's reviews are. I appreciate people who do them, but it's like music awards. It's kind of weird. Like I love getting reviews. I would love to get a music award, but it's just a weird sort of like, here's my. I guess what it is. Here's my opinion on if your stuff's good or not. It's like, oh, that's your opinion, I guess. Yeah, that can this even be called music? Was kind of like. I don't know. It was a question of like, did that bother you or not? Because it wasn't like this is great, but it didn't say this sucked. But it was like, yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah. No, it didn't bother me at all. It was mostly my question was just like, this is an avant-garde music site.
Yeah.
Why, honestly, I knew going into like writing the stuff that like I wanted to make it cookie cutter in a sense, because it was almost like an experiment. It was like an informal band to begin with. We were getting drunk in a dog park. So we just, I kind of wanted to make it like I think cookie cutter is a pretty harsh word to use, but I wanted to make it, verse, chorus, verse, riff, blah blah blah.
Well, it's good.
I wanted to make it like that because I wanted to make it catchy. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, no, and it is.
So,
it's solid. It sounds good. And again, like it's a silly kind of band, but it's like you guys are legit musicians playing it. So I just found that review to be kind of like, I don't know, missing the point, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, in a sense, like, define. I'm gonna feel like that for a second. Define avant-garde.
Yeah.
Is like stupid fucking lyrics with the silly band avant-garde. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
You guys didn't go hard enough. You needed the album cover of the bear with the boner to be like, this is genius avant-garde music.
yeah. And he has like a flower that's shooting water out of it on his bear shirt.
I don't know. Yeah.
And there's multiple other bears getting outside of a clown car in the back. I don't know.
That's the next
yeah.
release. Next release.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I didn't mind the review at all, and I think whoever wrote it had fair points. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel. It's a solid album, but we're not not doing anything special.
Well, and if people get upset at reviews, it's kind of like, check your head, man. You know, like you're not 12.
Yeah, like how inflated can your ego be thinking that whatever you're going to release that everybody's going to like?
Yeah.
That's not the case. Honestly, I didn't expect anybody to like this.
Yeah. And whenever it's same with any stuff I do, man. Anytime people might dig it, it's like, wow, like fuck, wow, amazing. I'm surprised anyone gives a shit.
Yeah, man, when I see people sharing the stuff, like my heart grows 10 times the size because I'm just like, thank you so much for like even giving a fuck enough to click the share button on Facebook or something. Like, you know, you don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that. When they do it, it's amazing, and I'm forever grateful for them being supportive.
Well, man, it's easy to get behind like good music, you know. I wanted to do the Hibzine thing, which is just I'll play a track, and it's funny you brought up. I wanted to play Cowards, man. That was the track that kind of, for me, has some like really cool shit happening. Now you're the guest, so you can dictate whatever, but that's what I was gonna choose. But if you wanna it's your call, man. What should we play?
Yeah, sure. Let's do Cowards.
Okay, I'll put it in after because I have to edit it. But this is Cowards off of Battlebear's Grimm Hortons. That was cowards. So what is it about when you got doored
Yeah, by a taxi.
on your bike?
Yeah, on my bike. I was going pretty good too. It actually bent the front and the back tire. So what happened was I was getting off of work. I think this was like the second or third day biking season last summer. I work right downtown Toronto, so I'm like University in Richmond, which is University in Queen. Like I work in some, fancy ass yuppie office building.
Uh-huh.
So I was biking home and I was going up Spadina, and at Spadina, if you could just kind of picture curb, bike lane, 2 vehicle lanes,
Okay.
going from right to left.
Okay.
So the bike lane is sandwiched between the vehicle lane
Mm-hmm.
and the curb.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going up the bike lane, and I'm heading up to a red light, but there's a taxi that's about 10 cars behind the car at the red light. So
Okay.
it's a red light, all the cars are stopped. Taxi is about, let's say, 30, 40 feet in behind. Anyways, taxi driver decides to let his passengers out into the bike lane during rush hour.
Oof.
So the door swings open. My front tire is actually at like the rear fender of the taxi when it swings open. So my reaction time, like there was none. So my hand actually got like wedged in between my handlebar. So I basically punched the interior steel part of the door. So when the door is like on a diagonal 45, you have the interior panel and outside in that like bare steel area. So like, I cracked that. Doctor couldn't believe that I didn't break anything. She actually had to get a second opinion because my hand was so mangled, but nothing was broken,
Jesus.
thankfully. Then like, I do like the stereotypical flip over the handlebars, land on the ground. I get back up, and like the first thing I said was just like, "You better not fucking blame me for this." And I just started screaming at the passengers because my adrenaline is just so amped up
For sure.
right now. And like, what I realized is that it's an elderly couple who are not from Toronto. So I'm yelling at them, and like as soon as my adrenaline starts to like take a dive, and I'm just like, "Oh, what am I doing? I am so sorry. This is not your fault at all. The taxi driver should know better to not allow an elderly couple to exit into a bike lane during rush hour. Absolutely no way, because not only is it a danger to the cyclist, but furthermore, it's a danger to said passenger, especially if they're elderly, because what happens if a bike clips them? Like that's,
oh my God.
Let's look out. That's lights out, man.
Yeah.
So, I took down the taxi driver's information, got his insurance. I went to the hospital. I actually took my bike to a collision center. Luke actually drove me up to a collision center, and thankfully I got his insurance company to pay for my bike.
Oh, sweet. And you didn't break your hand.
So, no, didn't break my hand. No, didn't do that. But both of my tires, it was like $700 worth of damage.
Jesus, man.
On a $700 bike, which is funny. It's like when you quantize the parts, the bikes are always just so much more expensive.
Fuck, man. Well, it did equate to inspiration for some lyrics on your EP, so not all for nothing.
Yeah. yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
That was if we finally make that big time money, I'll write a thank you letter to that taxi driver who irresponsibly led an elderly couple into rush hour traffic.
Fuck, man. Well, I'm glad that you're okay, and I'm glad that you were able to write this fucking record. But man, let's shout out all the stuff that people can find it at. It's battlebear.bandcamp.com. You can order it there.
Yeah, we got a Facebook page. We're currently setting up so we can get it on all main digital streaming and purchasing platforms.
Cool.
So I'm hoping by the time that this comes out, you'll have it up on Spotify, iTunes, all that kind of stuff, and it'll just be Battlebear,
Cool.
Grimm Hortons. If it's not on there, maybe just go to Bandcamp, and if you like it enough, purchase it. Or hold tight, and we're going to have tapes out soon,
Cool.
which will have a download code with them, so you can just wait then.
Cool. Cool, man. Well, fuck, man. Thanks for hit me up. Yeah, it's perfect timing. The record came out. It's cool. It's great. You guys are super legit. So, yeah, I'm just... All my buddies are, like, the raddest musicians, so it's really fucking cool to talk about shit like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel super, super lucky to know people like you, and just, anybody in the scene who just, rips it fucking hard, but...
Yeah, man. Well, that's all we really got, I guess, man. I'm gonna close this off, but you don't have to stay on the line because it's just me being like, so that was the episode, blah 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 blah. But I don't know when I'm in Toronto next. Grubber's playing on the 19th, I think.
Is that the show with Miners?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to that one, man.
Cool.
Yeah, those guys rip hard.
Yeah, they do. They do. I just had Nick on a couple episodes ago, and like that record is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit. Maybe I'll see you there, man. We'll have a hug and a beer and.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I'll make sure to come in for sure. I was actually planning on going to that show anyway.
Cool.
So.
Perfect, man. All right, man. Have a good night, man. And I don't know. I'll text you and I'll tag you when this thing's up, and just do what you will.
Sounds good, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Have a good Saturday night, man.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Bye.
Peace. All right, sick, man. Yeah, pick up the record if you guys can. It's a great record, and it sounds really good too. It's talented fucking cats making some fun music. So let me just do the sponsors here real quick. Again, these help me get them to you, so please support them. I'm just opening up the file here. Boom. Okay. LosCablesDrumsticks.com. They provide the sticks. Well, they don't provide. Well, they're a great drumstick company. Canadian made. So they support small artists. They support small podcasts. Really good people. Episode 146 was with Phil, but just LosCablesDrumsticks.com. All social media is attached to that too. HeartbeatHotSauce.com. The amazing hot sauce you can find across Canada and in the States. Go to HeartbeatHotSauce.com. Search for the store locator and just buy it at the store, instead of having to pay for shipping. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. He's at 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. Mention the show. You'll get special pricing on new vehicles. Find him on Facebook. IroncladGraphics.com, a silk screening company from Kingston. They ship coast to coast. They're competitive with their pricing. They do everything you guys need. They really do. Go check it out and get a quote from them. DapperBeardOil.com. Use that promo code TakerWide free ship. Save on free shipping. Amazing beard oil. Really good stuff. WellingtonBrewery.ca provide the beers. And the homepage is TakerWide.com. All the episodes are there, and I spent the last bunch of time uploading them all. So if you guys just search, you could probably find someone that you might be interested in hearing a conversation with, because there's a lot of them. You can order a shirt if you guys want. TakerWide.com. Click on merch. You've probably seen the design online. If not, just follow me on Instagram, TakerWide Podcast. I'm posting old shit, new shit, sponsors, giveaways. What else? There's a newsletter on the homepage you guys can sign up for. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And that's it. Yeah. Again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for caring. And I don't know. That's all. I never really know how to end these things, but thank you. I'll just say that. Okay? See you guys. Bye.